status on this thing because it's hooked into my, it's hooked into the truck. So that's the thing about the e-logs, that once you, it's wired into the truck so they can do monitoring of everything that's going on in the truck. You'd be surprised at how much stuff I found that you can see, like how many times you push on a brake and how hard and how many times you were in cruise control, all that stuff. It's right here. It's pretty interesting. But once I get going, like say I'm in off-duty status doing a, doing my pre-trip. Once I put the truck in gear and I start moving, it automatically puts me on the drive line. So I'm driving it, and it goes against my 11-hour clock. So if I stop and I don't change it to off-duty, it'll just automatically put me into on-duty or continue to like think I'm driving. So you have to be really careful. Like every single time you stop, you have to go, okay, like, man, I really gotta go to the bathroom, I gotta go to the bathroom, I gotta go to the bathroom. As soon as you park, you have to set your brakes, then you go over here and change your duty status to off-duty. Otherwise, you're just losing time, So that really sucks, especially if you gotta go real bad. But you can go back and edit it, they just don't like it. And they don't like it because the government thinks that you're constantly trying to get one over on them, and they make things so difficult just to do your job that, I mean, sometimes you feel like you are trying to get over on them or get, I don't know, it's ridiculous. Okay, alright, so I will post this, and then I will try to keep doing a video when I stop so that you can see what I have to do throughout the day, unless I'm stopping for a pee break, because that's just ridiculous. Okay, thank you. So in the morning, I get up and I change my duty status by clicking this button. Maybe. Okay, so here are the statuses: off duty, sleeper berth, driving, and on duty. When I got up this morning, I was in sleeper berth because basically if you're sleeping, they want you to log it. So that's how you do it. Crap. Let me change it to sleeper berth real quick. Okay, see, it says sleeper right there. And it tells you what time you started, what time it is now, how long you've been there. There's some other information here. I can explain that maybe later. Okay. So I change it to sleeper berth, but when I get up in the morning, I change it to off duty, and I do my pre-trip inspection. And you have to spend at least 15 minutes doing your pre-trip inspection. Now, off duty doesn't count against your time for the day, so you haven't technically started your you haven't technically started your day until you either start driving or you go into on-duty status. So, crap, sorry. Okay, let me see this. So, it says on duty, and I said pre-trip inspection. So then you go to your summary tab, and it says, okay, you have to take a 30-minute break every hour, or every 8 hours that you work, that you're on duty. So, like, see, it says 8 hours right here, and it says 8 hours right there. So, before that 8 hours is up, I have to go into off duty for at least 30 minutes to tell Uncle Sam that I actually took a 30-minute break. You're not supposed to be doing anything in that 30 minutes. You're not supposed to be fueling. You're not supposed to be working on your truck. Technically, you're supposed to be relaxing, whatever that means. Okay. So that's what the 8 hours is for, 8-hour rest break. Alright, so, and every given day, when you start driving or you go on duty, that starts this clock. That's your 14-hour on-duty clock. You get this every day. As long as you have time here, 70 hours on duty, you can work 70 hours. You can be driving or on duty 70 hours within an 8-day period. Once this runs out, this goes down too. You can't. This is your ultimate clock, the 8-day clock, but this is your daily clock. So as long as you have 14 hours here, you're going to have 14 hours here. Okay, does this make sense? Okay, so I have 14 hours to work today, and that's all I'm allowed to work. At least that's the window I have in which to drive. So say, once I go on duty or start driving, this clock, 14-hour clock starts. I can drive 11 hours as long as I am within this window right here. So, like say I'm at a shipper and it takes them 6 hours to load my truck. Well, that takes 6 hours off of this 14-hour clock here, because once this starts, this is just the clock. So like say if I start at 8 o'clock, like I start driving at 8 o'clock, this 14-hour clock starts and it doesn't stop for 14 hours. The 11-hour driving time is driving only. So I can be on duty, or I can be off duty, I can be doing whatever. This 11 hours is just for driving. So say I start my clock at 8 o'clock and it takes 6 hours to get loaded. Well, that started my 14-hour clock, so 6 hours is taken off of that. Well, if you take 6 hours off of 14 hours, that means I've lost 2 hours to drive for the day, because that 14 hours is the ultimate clock. Gosh, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so the 70-hour, you're allowed to work 70 hours within an 8-day period. That includes on-duty time and driving time. If you go to your status here, like say this builds up over time. Okay, here's my 8-day log. So say I just did a reset. So that means that all the stuff before my reset, which is right here, is gone. You don't think about this anymore. Once you get a reset, it clears everything and you start with a full 70 hours. So in 8 days, after my 70 hours runs out, I can either do a 34-hour reset, which will give me a full 70 hours back. And a reset is you have to be off duty or in the sleeper berth for 34 hours. You can't drive, you can't be on duty, you can't be working. Then you get a whole 70 hours back. If I just continue to work throughout the 8 days and I run out of my 70, then that's when you start rolling time. So say my next, like in 8 days, or when I run out of my 70 hours on duty, the next amount of time I'll get is 10 hours and 37 minutes back on my clock. So kind of like you can keep working after the 70 hours, but you can only gain back hours that you've worked. So say if I only work like 2 hours today, I would gain 10.5 hours on day 8 and then 2 hours on day 9. So you can see how that can be a problem if you have somewhere to be and you're supposed to be driving 8 hours, but you only have 2. So that's why they kind of force you to do a reset, or your dispatcher has to give you loads that are going to allow you to drive just 2 hours. Okay, I hope that explains what I'm talking about. Hold on. Just got out of the shower and it was awesome. Had a wonderful shower, feeling good, having an awesome hair day. I can't wait to get started. I'm getting ready to leave Flagstaff on my way to California. And I thought, well, this would be the perfect opportunity to maybe go over like hours of service. My friend said that, I was talking to him and he said that it's all very confusing and he'd like to know some more about that. So I thought I would try to show you. So I'm probably going to break this up into a few parts and just kind of like give you an idea of what the day is like. I've got about 8 hours worth of driving today, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna stop this real quick.